Benvenuti amici, benvenuti, bentornati alla super diretta del mercoledì. Come tutti i mercoledì siamo insieme per un'oretta a fare una mega diretta di grammatica tutti insieme. Diretta significa live, significa che adesso è mercoledì 20 maggio e sono le 7:30 in Italia. E sono le 9:30 a Dubai, dove io mi trovo, vedete, 9:33. Questo è tutto in diretta, tutto live. Per gli amici che sono entrati da poco, come funziona la super diretta? Facciamo un'ora di grammatica dal vivo. Ho preparato tutto io, ho tantissimi esercizi per voi, vi farò vedere le domande con degli spazi bianchi, vi lascerò il tempo per rispondere e poi vi farò vedere la risposta corretta con una spiegazione in inglese, perché siamo inclusivi e abbiamo anche degli studenti a livello principiante questa sera. So I'm gonna say it in English because we also have some beginner students in the room. So how does the Wednesday live show works? How does it work? We have 1 hour of grammar. This is all live. I'm live right now from Dubai, but it's 7:30 p.m. in Italy, 9:34 in Dubai. I will show you a lot of questions with a blank. After the blank, I will show you the right one, so giving you some time to answer, and then we go into explanation mode. Va bene? E allora, come sempre, io saluto tutti gli amici collegati, facciamo un giro di saluti. Scrivetemi da dove siete collegati. Tell me in the chat where you are connecting from, and also if you have a nickname, tell me your full name, because I have too many students in the chat and I get confused, so sometimes I just don't recognize the nickname. So help me giving me the full name. Va bene? Salutiamo Lila! Ciao Lila, buonasera! Misti, Stesia, Mirasmart, ecco, user, ricordami come ti chiami. Mirek, Marcelo, Susan Singleton, bene, Javier, Leslie, ciao, e poi abbiamo Steve Pacico, buona giornata, fa caldo qui in New Jersey. Bonnie, grande Bonnie, Austino, Salvatore, grande Salvatore, buongiorno a tutti. Lori Leto, Kevin, Rosa, Bird Dog, il nostro... Bird Dog, mi dimentico sempre, cavolo, vedi? Gregorio da Houston, se ricordo bene. E poi abbiamo Jerry Romeo, Lisa Jessinger, grande Austino, sta cominciando, Susan, Meredith, un'altra Susan, Lori Leto, e poi abbiamo Leslie da New York City, Susan Washington State, Ed, grande Ed da Boston, grandissimo, Washington Bonnie, salutiamo la Germania. Quindi abbiamo P9949 dalla Germania, Meredith da New York, e Lisa dice mia sorella sta ascoltando, quindi saluti alla sorella di Lisa. Greetings to Lisa's sister. Abbiamo Javier da New Hampshire e abbiamo Woody da Honolulu e Lori Leto sempre al lavoro. Va bene, allora siamo già circa in 40, quindi io direi che se siamo tutti carichi, adesso lasciate il mi piace che è obbligatorio e vi faccio vedere come si fa. Questi siamo noi adesso, si può chiudere per un secondo la chat e poi si lascia qui il mi piace, eccolo qua, si lascia il mi piace e poi si può aprire di nuovo la chat qui, live chat, e si apre di nuovo, ok? Questo è obbligatorio perché aiuta l'algoritmo, questi magici algoritmi che ci controllano. This is mandatory because it helps the algorithm, these algorithms that control us, ok? Natalie dalla California, ciao Natalie, e Philip da Pittsburgh, grande Philip, grande. Va bene, bravo Rosa, dai. Allora, io mi metto piccolino e cominciamo subito. Allora, vediamo, mi metto piccolino qua e condivido il mio schermo. Iniziamo subito, tra 3, 2, 1, vai! La stazione si trova la chiesa e il parco. Opzione A, in la chiesa e il parco. Opzione B, A, la chiesa e il parco. Opzione C, tra la chiesa e il parco. Opzione D, da la chiesa e il parco. Va bene, allora, vediamo un po'. Salutiamo anche alcuni amici che non sono riuscito a salutare, tipo Gary, ciao Gary da San Francisco, ciao Cindy dalla California, grande. Poi abbiamo Marco Antonio da Torino, grandissimi. Ok, allora, arrivano tantissime risposte già, siete velocissimi, wow. Fantastico ragazzi, allora, la risposta corretta è la C, come state dicendo in tantissimi in chat. Perché? Perché abbiamo questa preposizione semplice tra che si usa per indicare la posizione in mezzo a due elementi. Allora, piccolo ripasso in chat. Chi mi scrive tutte le preposizioni semplici in italiano? Scrivetemi in chat tutte le preposizioni semplici. Little translation in English. The sentence in Italian is la stazione si trova tra la chiesa e il parco. That means the station is si trova means location, okay? Where is it? It's between the church and the park. This is the translation in English. The station is between the church and the park, okay? Between in Italian is tra. Tra or fra, they are the same thing. We just switch from tra to fra depending on the sound. If we have too many T in the sentence, we will prefer to use fra. If we have too many F in the sentence, we will prefer to use tra. For example, tra fratelli is easier to pronounce than fra fratelli, but they are both correct. So, who is able to give me all the simple prepositions in the chat? Come on, write all the simple prepositions in the chat. I will tell them. I will tell you how they are. Allora, in ordine, le preposizioni semplici. Ecco, Kelly, grande Kelly, grande Kelly. Di, a, da, in, con, su, per, tra, fra. Brava, applauso a Kelly, complimentoni Kelly. Noi, da bambini, when we are kids in Italy, we just learn this by heart as a song. Di, a, da, in, con, su, per, tra, fra. So, if you don't know simple prepositions yet, I recommend you learn these ones by heart. Di, a, da, in, con, su, per, tra, fra. Di, a, da, in, con, su, per, tra, fra. Di, a, da, in, con, su, per, tra, fra. Just repeat them 1,000 times, they'll stick in your brain, ok? Va bene. E allora, il dito più veloce è quello di Javier al primo posto, secondo posto per Marcelo Neves, e poi abbiamo Mira Smart, poi Mirek, Stesia, Naeda, Pamela, è vero, grande Pamela, quindi sei riuscita a entrare anche tu in chat, grande Pamela. Poi abbiamo Steve, abbiamo Peter, Susan, Lisa, Bonnie, Jerry Romeo, Leslie, Rosa, Lorileto, Lisa Jesinger, Lila, Meredith, Natalie, va bene. E Susan Ridgway dice, that was my first thought, but I didn't say it. Va bene. Ciao Rebecca, come stai? Ciao Marianne, grande Marianne. Va bene, allora, mani sulla tastiera, MST. This is something that I type in the chat just to help me, like, don't lose where we were in the chat. So, MST means mani sulla tastiera, hands on the keyboard, which means get ready because we are going with the next one. In 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Salutiamo Elisabeth. Ciao Elisabeth. Ciao. Allora, 3, 2, 1, vai. Non appena i risultati, ti chiamo. A, non appena saprò. B, non appena sapevo. C, non appena sapessi. D, non appena ho saputo. Vai, vediamo un po' qui come ve la cavate con questo tempo verbale. Quale sarà il tempo verbale corretto? Vediamo un po', cari ragazzi. Allora, qua non arrivano ancora tantissime risposte. Forse ci state pensando, maybe this is confusing, because I see you guys are taking a little bit more time. I'll tell you something to help you a little bit. In general, doesn't matter, grammatically speaking, if you use a present or if you use a future. It doesn't really matter. They are almost always interchangeable. You know, people just don't care. They might use a future or they might use the present regardless. Like, they are literally almost the same thing, okay? If you want to be precise, you can use a future. So it's a little bit more accurate, but in everyday Italian, we just change from one to the other. Quindi, as we have a present in the second part of the sentence, I would say that among the options, the future is the best one. Ok? Quindi, non appena saprò i risultati, ti chiamo. Probably I should have translated it into English from the beginning, but I'll do it now for my beginner friends. In English, the translation of this sentence will be, as soon as I'll know the results, I call you. In English, it's the same. We also don't really care if we use a future or a present. Come on. As soon as I know the results, I call you. Or as soon as I'll know the results, I'll call you. Or as soon as I'll know the results, I call you. Or as soon as I know the results, I'll call you. Doesn't really matter. In Italian is the same. Ok? Quindi noi possiamo dire in italiano, non appena so i risultati ti chiamo, oppure non appena saprò i risultati ti chiamerò, oppure non appena so i risultati ti chiamerò, oppure non appena saprò i risultati ti chiamo. It's all the same. Ok? Quindi, vediamo un po' se c'era una spiegazione. Sì, si parla di un fatto futuro, quindi serve il futuro semplice. All right? We are talking about the future, so that's why we use future, simple future. Va bene, allora, Mira Smart, very good question. Is it always non appena rather than just appena? They are the same. They are the same, Mira Smart. You can say appena saprò i risultati ti chiamo, or non appena saprò i risultati ti chiamo. They are the same. There is no difference. Appena saprò i risultati, or they are both synonyms for quando. You can just say quando. Quando saprò i risultati ti chiamerò, o quando saprò i risultati ti chiamo. So non appena or quando, same thing. Ciao Lulu! Linette, ciao Lulu. Va bene, il dito più veloce è quello di cerchiamo in chat. Javier di nuovo, poi Marcelo Neves, poi Rosa Sosa, e poi abbiamo Meredith, e poi abbiamo Leslie, e poi abbiamo Lisa Jesinger, Marianne, Lila, Emi di Napoli, grande, Emi di Napoli, quanto tempo con la sua foto della Torre di Pisa, bene, Stesia, Mira Smart, Cindy Riva, Rebecca, Lori Leto, Elisabeth, Bonnie, Susan che dice yes, e poi va bene, questa era la nostra chat. Andiamo avanti con la prossima, let's go to the next one, mani sulla tastiera, MST, 3, 2, 1, let's go! I nonni siciliani e cucinano secondo le ricette antiche. Opzione A, i miei nonni è siciliani. Opzione B, i miei nonni sono siciliani. Opzione C, i miei nonni hanno siciliani. Opzione D, i miei nonni sono siciliani. Ok, quindi, what is the meaning of this sentence in English? My grandparents are Sicilian and they cook according to the ancient recipes or to the traditional recipes, okay? How do we say my and how do we say are? This is the question. My grandparents is given, are Sicilian is given, and they cook according to traditional recipes. Va bene? Qua stiamo cercando nella prima parte della risposta un aggettivo possessivo. This is called possessive adjective. And in the second part, we are looking for just the present tense. They are. I remind everyone that my grandparents is they. So in Italian, i nonni is loro. Ok, let's go step by step. Nonni è maschile plurale, per cui l'aggettivo possessivo maschile plurale è miei. E poi il presente indicativo del verbo essere alla terza persona plurale è sono. Quindi i miei nonni sono siciliani. My grandparents are Sicilian. Piccolo ripasso sugli aggettivi possessivi. Let's do a quick recap on possessive adjectives. For I, if I am the owner of the thing, it will be il mio, masculine singular, i miei, masculine plural, like in this case, la mia, feminine singular, le mie, feminine plural. If the owner is you, it will be il tuo, i tuoi, la tua, le tue. If the owner is he or she, doesn't matter, is always the same. Il suo, i suoi, la sua, le sue. Actually, if you want, guys, I can also open it up and show you the table. If you guys are interested in doing a recap on possessive adjectives, just give me 1 second, because I did it many times with a lot of students, so I can just pull it from one of the private classes that we offer in our school. Let's see, from the private classes that we offer, let's see just a quick table. Okay. Here you go. So this is an example of what we do with our private students. All right. This is, for example, the class I did with Sam and Rihanna, my two students, my two dear friends from Brooklyn. Okay. They are students of my school, and so that's what they do. And here you go. Ok, vedete? If the owner is io, we have il mio, la mia, i miei, le mie. If the owner is you, so your, it will be il tuo, la tua, i tuoi, le tue. If the owner is he or she, doesn't matter, his or her, they are different in English. So in English, you will use his if the owner is a male person, and her if the owner is a female person. In Italian, doesn't matter. It's just depending on what is owned. Okay? The gender of the owner doesn't matter. What is owned matter for gender and number. So we will have il suo, la sua, i suoi, le sue. I repeat it again slower. Il suo, la sua, i suoi, le sue. Repeat after me. I will not hear you, but repeat it. Il suo, la sua, i suoi, le sue. Okay? Then, if the owner is we, we'll have il nostro, la nostra, i nostri, le nostre. If the owner is you guys, y'all, it will be il vostro, la vostra, i vostri, le vostre. If the owner is they, very easy, is always loro. Il loro, la loro, i loro, le loro. Why do we have 4 options? Why do we have masculine singular, masculine plural, feminine singular, feminine plural? Why? Because the possessive adjectives, as all adjectives do, need to agree in gender and number with the noun they refer to. And in this case, doesn't matter who's the owner. What matters is the gender of the thing that is owned. So, for example, il mio bicchiere, la mia bottiglia. The owner is always me, is always I, but bottiglia is female, so la mia bottiglia, il mio bicchiere. Va bene? All right. Good. C'era anche una spiegazione, ma I think we did a lot of explanation already. So, chi ha il dito più veloce? Who is the fastest? Let's see the fastest. Il dito più veloce è quello di Marcelo Neves, e poi abbiamo Mirek, e poi abbiamo Mirasmart, e poi abbiamo Bonnie, Marianne, Steve, Ed, grande Ed, Stesia, Elisabeth, Javier che si corregge, Meredith, Jerry Romeo, Kelly, Lisa Denunzio, Amy di Napoli, Naeda, Leslie, Anthony grande, ciao Anthony, e il nostro user che non ricordo il nome. E poi abbiamo Marco Antonio, Lisa Jesinger, Lila, Cindy Riva, Lulu, Lori, Rebecca, Cindy Riva di nuovo, Salvatore Mauro, complimenti, bravo Salvatore Mauro, grande. Luis Bahar, ciao Luis, Rosa, va bene, sì per favore, yes, ok. Leslie, Carlo, which book are you using for grammar? Actually, myself personally, I don't use any book. I just use what I have here. I just create my own material, honestly. But your professors, so the professors that I have in the school, they use the best books. I know if you guys need books, you can ask your own professor, the one-on-one professor that I assigned you. You can ask them. Me, I'm a little bit an exception because I just use my own material, so I created myself. Look, that's why you see it's all also branded with my brand. You see, that's my material. I just created myself. Okay, but I'm a little bit a grammar nerd, probably. Ok, va bene. Comunque, Mariana, ok, finally I recognize you, Mariana, va bene. Allora, ragazzi, comunque, se volete materiali, if you want more materials to study, here in the new platform that I launched, you see how amazing is the new platform, guys. We already have 281 members in the new platform. Here, if you just go to class notes, you will see the material of the professors. So every single day we have group conversation classes. You know that already. This is the whole schedule of what we organize. So we have every single day, twice a day, group conversation class. And after every single class, we provide the material. Okay, class notes you can open, for example, that's from yesterday, from TechLab. Look at this. Look at this. This is amazing. This is a class for absolute beginner that was done yesterday by TechLab. If you guys are absolute beginner, whether you were in the room or you were not in the room, go to the new platform, look for this area here. So in discussion, you see here discussion, then learning is with the video courses, beginner volume 1, beginner volume 2, beginner volume 3, intermedio, slow Italian podcast. Events, these are all the events that we organize every single week. Okay, so you can just open, that's for example today's event, the live show, but tomorrow we have, or actually later today, Francesco will give beginner conversation class, and then tomorrow we have the intermediate class with TechLab. But anyway, after every single class, whether you are part of the room or not, you will get this. Look at this. They learned yesterday for the absolute beginners how to say it's hot, how to say it's cold, it's sunny, it's raining, and so on. Okay, look at this amazing material. Look at this. This is fancy, beautiful. I love it. Wow. Congratulations to all the professors of Piazza Square. I know that we only hire the best professors. Sorry, I don't want to sound arrogant, but that's the truth. They are amazing. I love all of them. I love all the professors that we have in the school. Okay. And I think the people in the chat can agree. Actually, let's ask you, guys in the chat, tell me, have you ever found a bad professor in Piazza Square? Answer this question. How are all Piazza Square professors? How are they? Isn't it true that they are all the best. We have 20 professors right now in the school, 20 professors, and they are all absolutely amazing. Ok, vedi, l'ho riletto meraviglioso. Lisa dice no. No means I never found a bad professor in Piazza Square. You see, l'ho riletto agrees. Ok, fantastico. Va bene. Allora, mani sulla tastiera, hands on the keyboard. Let's go with the next one. Let's go with the next one. Let's go. You see, tecla è eccellente, dice Kevin. Ok? Elizabeth dice fantastico. Va bene. All professors I have seen are great. Grande Ed, grande, complimenti. Ed is one of our beginner students, but he's super good. Man, I saw a few seconds of your class yesterday with Tecla, and you were amazing. Like, you were great. Meredith, Gabri è bravissimo, grande, Gabriele number one, first professor that joined my project, the first one that joined the project. Va bene, ok, mani sulla tastiera, andiamo con la prossima, 3, 2, 1, vai. Prepositions again. Paolo è Milano, ma abita Firenze. Opzione A. Paolo è di Milano, ma abita in Firenze. Opzione B. Paolo è da Milano, ma abita a Firenze. Opzione C. Paolo è a Milano, ma abita di Firenze. Opzione D. Paolo è di Milano, ma abita a Firenze. Ok, meaning of this sentence in English. Paolo is from Milan, but he lives in Florence. Be very careful with the prepositions in Italian because they are not one-on-one translatable from English. They make no sense in English. Okay, so let's do a little bit of recap. If I want to express origin, okay, I have two options. Option 1, essere di un luogo. Option 1, essere di un luogo. Option 2, venire da un luogo. Venire da un luogo. Both options are the same and they always mean coming from a place, like origin, okay? Expressing origin. Again, essere di un luogo o venire da un luogo, okay? And then, for the second part of the sentence, expressing the position, so where you are right now or where you live, here we have to distinguish between two cases. We will use a for cities and in for countries or regions or states or big islands. So something that is big, when you are located in something that is big, you are in. What is big? A country, a state, a region, a big island. You are in Italia, in Lombardia, in Toscana, in Texas, okay? In Sicilia, everything is in. But if you are located in a city, we can somehow think about the fact that a city is not big. Some cities are big. Man, if you're in Shanghai, Shanghai is bigger than an Italian region. It doesn't matter. It's a city. So you consider it small and you just say a. Sono a Shanghai. Sono a Firenze. Vivo a Shanghai. Vivo a Firenze. Vivo a New York. Ma vivo in Cina. Vivo in Italia. Vivo in Texas. Ok? Quindi, again, we have two cases here. First case, first part of the sentence is the origin. Second case is the location. For origin, we have di if you use verb to be o da if you use verb to come. Ok? Quindi essere di, venire da. Second case, second part of the sentence, we have location. And for location, we will use a for cities, in for countries. Va bene? Quindi l'unica risposta possibile è la D. Paolo è di Milano, ma abita a Firenze. Paolo viene da Milano, ma abita a Firenze. If I want to use the verb to come, Paolo viene da Milano o Paolo è di Milano. E poi per la seconda parte, abita a Firenze o abita in Italia, abita in Toscana, ma a Firenze. Va bene? Quindi essere di indica la provenienza o l'origine, Paolo è di Milano, abitare a si usa con i nomi di città, abita a Firenze. Il dito più veloce è quello di... Vediamo in chat. Mira Smart, secondo posto per Mirek, terzo posto per Steve, e poi abbiamo Marianne, e abbiamo Ed, e poi abbiamo Meredith, abbiamo Bonnie, Kelly, Elizabeth, Anthony, Marcelo Neve, Leslie, Naeda, Marianna, Susan, Cindy, e poi che abbiamo Rebecca, Lulu, Salvatore Mauro, Lisa Jesinger, Natalie, grande Natalie, complimentoni. E poi abbiamo Peter, che scrive anche la risposta completa, bravo Peter, Alina e Susan Ridgway. Bene ragazzi, domande, are there questions in the chat? If you have questions, don't be shy. Ask me all questions you might have, whether you want to ask them in Italian or in English or in Spanish or in German. I think these 4 languages I can understand. If you ask me in Chinese, put pinyin because Hanzi I don't know yet, but you can try. Okay, no questions? Then I go with the next one. I drink a glass of water because I'm shouting like a crazy. I think my neighbors are like, what is this guy doing every Wednesday night? Like, why every Wednesday is this guy shouting like crazy? Sometimes I finish my live show. I have I don't know how to say palpitazioni. I have like my heart rate goes to the moon. Ok, Lulu, va bene. I hope I'm not shouting too much, like also for your audio. I don't want to crash your audio system. Va bene, mani sulla tastiera, andiamo con la prossima. Tra 3, 2, 1, vai! I ragazzi aspettavano la zia e lo zio. I ragazzi aspettavano pronomi diretti. A, li, B, le, C, I, D, gli. E dice Elizabeth, grazie for explaining essere is di. You're welcome, it's a pleasure, dear Elizabeth. It's my pleasure. So ask me all questions you might have, guys. Va bene, va bene, va bene, va bene. Allora. Cari amici, la risposta corretta è la A. Wow, quanti errori. Raga, no, why everyone is saying D? Guys, no. This is a direct pronoun. Ok? Look at this. La mamma e il papà sono 2 persone, maschile e plurale. Il pronome diretto per il maschile plurale è li. Is not gli. Ok? Li is them. Gli is to them. Ok? So, i ragazzi, the boys, are waiting for them. Aspettavano loro. How do you know that is a direct pronoun? Okay, let's try to break it down. First of all, what's the English translation of all of this? I ragazzi aspettavano la zia e lo zio. The boys were waiting for the aunt and the uncle. If I want to substitute the aunt and the uncle, because I already mentioned them, so I don't need to mention them again, I can just use a direct pronoun. I ragazzi aspettavano loro, or i ragazzi li aspettavano. Probably confusion can come from the English, probably, because in English you're right. Like Lulu is saying, is waiting for them. But in Italian, aspettare is transitivo. There is a direct object with aspettare. Io aspetto Marco. There is no preposition. It's not io aspetto a Marco. No, io aspetto Marco. How do you know that it's a direct pronoun? When you look, you see it also in the first sentence. I ragazzi aspettavano la zia e lo zio. It's not i ragazzi aspettavano alla zia e allo zio. No! Okay? That case would be indirect and it would be gli, so option D. But in this case, there is no preposition. It's just a direct pronoun. It's an object. Okay? Exactly, like Marianne is saying. Very good, Marianne. Non ci vuole a con aspettare. Correct. How do you know that you don't need a with aspettare? Again, you see it in the first sentence. I ragazzi aspettavano loro. I ragazzi aspettavano la zia e lo zio. La zia e lo zio è loro. Ok? So, guys, if you want to have more details on direct pronouns and indirect pronouns, I don't want to spend too much time on this topic today, because I know that in the group conversation classes, especially Gabriele does this topic a lot. So I know that you've seen it with Gabriele already, but you see it also with your private professor. I mean, and also apart from that, you also see it in my videos. So you can just go, actually, there is also a video here on this YouTube channel. If you just open this same YouTube channel, you scroll down, you have, here you go, pronomi diretti. Okay, for example, this video, let me mute myself, but here there should be a full table. Let's see. I mean, I don't know if there is a full table, but I know myself, and I normally know that I put full table, so I'm a little bit structured. So generally, yeah, there you go. Probably that's the one. Yeah, here you go. Okay, let's not stop me with this ugly face. Let's see if I can stop me when I have a little bit better expression. Okay, okay, that's a good enough expression. Okay, these here in this table are direct pronouns. They are used to substitute an object that was already mentioned previously. For example, here in the example that we have in the grammar exam, we have i ragazzi aspettavano lo zio e la zia. Quindi lo zio e la zia insieme sono un gruppo misto. They are a mixed group because there is a male man and a female woman. So lo zio e la zia is them masculine because it's a mixed group. So you use the masculine. So we are here. We are in the third person plural, loro maschile. That's why we use li. Okay? Do you see it here? Fantastic. If you want to also deep dive into indirect pronouns, there is also a verb on that. A video on that. That's the video. And also here, I think I explained with a table. Let's see if it's true. Yeah, there you go. So, gli exist, but it's an indirect pronoun. You see, indirect pronoun substituting a loro. For example, io do la mela allo zio e alla zia, io gli do la mela. Ok? Io do la mela a loro. But the object is the apple. I give the apple to them. The object is the apple. So if I want to substitute the apple, I need to use a direct pronoun. But if I want to substitute them, I will use an indirect pronoun because it's a loro. All right? But in this question here, in this example here, we don't have a. It's a direct pronoun. It's a direct pronoun, exactly, because it substitutes a direct object. Is this topic clear for everyone in the chat? È chiaro per tutti gli amici della chat? If you have more questions, ask me now or take it to your private class with your private professor, or also take it to the group conversation class. So, for example, we have just later today a group conversation class. You see here, Grammar Live Test is currently live, okay? But later today, there will be this one with Francesco, okay? Just in 4 hours from now. So you can also ask Francesco, or you can ask any professor in the school. Everyone can explain this topic. Il dito più veloce è quello di... Wow, pochissime risposte corrette stavolta, eh? Not too many correct answers. Mira Smart, complimentoni. Secondo posto per Lisa Jesinger. Terzo posto per Lisa Denunzio. Risponde bene anche Mirek. E... va bene. Complimenti, wow. Allora, sì, certo, uguale anche in spagnolo. Vediamo. Los chicos esperaban, yo te espero a ti. No, yo los espero a ellos. Yo espero a ellos, yo espero a ellos. No, creo que en español es diferente. No estoy 100% seguro, pero se me hace que en español sí es indirecto. Porque los chicos esperaban a la tía y al tío. Entonces, los chicos esperaban a ellos. Los chicos los esperaban a ellos. Forget about Spanish because it will confuse you. Los muchachos los esperaban. Ok. In spagnolo usiamo sempre a con le persone. Ok. So, according to Mirek, is indirect in Spanish because we use a with persons, with people. But in Italian doesn't matter, is direct. Va bene? Mani sulla tastiera. MST, cari amici, andiamo con la prossima che arriva tra 3, 2, 1, vai. Relative pronoun. È il film mi hai parlato ieri. This question or this exercise is for at least intermediate students. If you are beginner, don't get frustrated, don't get overwhelmed. You will see this, okay? Now, I will also try to explain it anyway. Opzione A, è il film di cui mi hai parlato ieri. Opzione B, è il film di che mi hai parlato ieri. Opzione C, è il film quale mi hai parlato ieri. Opzione D, è il film che mi hai parlato ieri. Allora, in Italian, first of all, what's the English translation of this? This is the movie you mentioned to me yesterday. This is the movie you discussed yesterday with me. Ok? Quindi, in Italian, we normally have, okay, I'll break it down super simple, super easy. I will give you the easiest explanation in the planet for relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are something that allows you to merge two sentences. We have two sentences here. And if you are a beginner, you can also use the two sentences broken down. You don't necessarily need to merge them. Sentence number 1, è il film. Questo è il film, è il film. Sentence number 1. Sentence number 2, mi hai parlato ieri del film. Ok? These are the two sentences. This is the movie. You mentioned to me yesterday the movie. Now, we can also merge them with a relative pronoun. So this is the movie that you mentioned to me yesterday. That is a relative pronoun. In Italian can be two things mainly. It's either che if you have a verb that doesn't need any preposition, or it is cui if you have a preposition. Again, relative pronoun in Italian, è il film, mi hai parlato ieri del film. Questo è il film, mi hai parlato ieri. How do we merge these two sentences? We will use che if we have a verb without preposition, or we use cui if we have a preposition. Now, with the verb parlare, we normally say parlare di qualcosa. So we do have a preposition. That's why the relative pronoun that we need is di cui. Di che is totally wrong. Di che is wrong. Option B is wrong. Option D would be correct if we didn't have a preposition. If we hadn't had a preposition, option D would have been correct. For example, è la ragazza che ho conosciuto ieri. There is no preposition. Ho conosciuto la ragazza. È la ragazza che ho conosciuto ieri. No preposition in between. So we just use che. But here we have a preposition, parlare di qualcosa. Quindi è il film di cui mi hai parlato ieri. Amazing! So let's see who told me in the chat. Let's see chi ha il dito più veloce. Lisa Jeslinger al primo posto, secondo posto per Alina, e poi abbiamo Javier, e poi abbiamo Mira Smart, e poi abbiamo Mirek, Naeda, Lisa, Meredith, Steve, Marcelo, Bonnie, Woody, Jerry Romeo, Lila, Leslie. Attenzione Peter, you are almost right, just check your spelling. It's not di qui, this is qui. What you wrote with a Q, it means here. Cui is something different, is with a C. But you're right, okay? Apart from the spelling mistake. Stasia, bene. Susan, Anthony. Lulu! Lulu, mi dici D semplice. No, it's not this. Hey. Marianne, Lori, e poi abbiamo Rebecca. Susan Ridgway, molto bene. If there are no other questions, I'll go with the next one, che arriva tra 3. Mani sulla tastiera. MST. 3, 2, 1, vai. Ieri sera io e Marco al cinema. A, andavamo. B, siamo andati. C, abbiamo andato. D, andati. Allora, vi faccio anche vedere una cosa, cari amici. Questa è per rispondere ad esempio a Elizabeth Smithson, che mi dice, per favore, can you explain cui? Cui is a relative pronoun that is used to merge two sentences. In English, it's similar to that. It's just that. This is the movie that we watched yesterday. Now, that in Italian can be either che, if there is no preposition, or cui, if there is a preposition. But you will see way more details on this question if you go to our platform and you go to learning and you go to the intermediate video course. Actually, let's make this small so you can still watch the question. Here in the intermediate video course, you have a full chapter on relative pronouns. Let me find it. Here you go. Chapter 5, intermediate video course. You have a chapter on talking about family. And here I explain pronomi relativi and verbi al futuro. So here you can just do start learning, for example. Oh, sorry, this is the introduction. Yeah, I need to put this bigger. So mark complete. Yeah, just go here and then you go to chapter 5 and then you go to this video, the very first one. Here I explain the relative pronouns. 1 second, let me mute me. Okay, you see here there is a full explanation with che or cui. Ok, la casa che ho comprato è molto grande, l'amico di cui ti ho parlato è venuto a trovarmi. All right, so just go to the video courses in the platform. Sorry to hide the exercise, but I care about my students and I wanted to answer properly to our dear student Elizabeth. Va bene, la risposta corretta, cari amici, è la B. Ieri sera io e Marco siamo andati al cinema. Yesterday night, Marco and I went to the movie theater. Ok? Quindi, why do we use siamo andati? È un passato prossimo, very easy. And why do we use the auxiliary verb essere and not avere? So why do we have option B and not option C? Because we don't have an object and it's a movement. If there is no object and we have a movement, generally we are gonna use essere as auxiliary verb. Ieri sera io e Marco siamo rimasti a casa, siamo stati insieme, siamo andati al cinema, siamo venuti presto, siamo whatever movement, ok? Saliti, siamo scesi, ok? Quindi il dito più veloce è quello di Mirek al primo posto. Lulu dice parlo come un campesino calabrese, grande Lulu. Mirek al primo posto, secondo posto per Meredith, e poi abbiamo Mira Smart, e poi abbiamo Lisa Jesinger, Lisa Denunzio, Naeda, Jerry Romeo, Marcelo Neves, Woody, Lisa Denunzio, Rebecca, Stesia, Steve, Leslie, Kelly, Alina, Lila, e poi abbiamo Elizabeth Smithson, Cindy Riva, Peter, Susan, Javier, Lulu, Anthony, Lori Leto. Ok, brava Bonnie! B perché con essere perché c'è il movement. Grande Elizabeth, prego. Siamo andati B, bene Susan. Va bene, vai, andiamo con la prossima. Forse abbiamo ancora il tempo di fare altre due domande. E allora, 3, 2, 1, vai. Pensavo che Mario con noi, invece è rimasto a casa. A, pensavo che Mario venga. B, pensavo che Mario verrebbe. C, pensavo che Mario venisse. D, pensavo che Mario veniva. What does this mean in English? I thought that Mario would come with us. Instead, he stayed home. I thought that Mario would come with us. Instead, he stayed home. Quindi, in italiano, ogni volta che abbiamo il verbo pensare, ritenere, credere, dobbiamo usare un congiuntivo. This one is an intermediate question, okay? So if you are a complete beginner and you don't know this, no worries. But I will introduce you to the topic anyway, in English and in an easy way. Every time we have a verb like pensare, pensavo means I thought. Every time we have these type of verbs like I thought, I supposed, I assumed, I imagined, these verbs are verbs that introduce something subjective, something that is not a fact, something that is more like an opinion, a thought, okay, something that is not sure. We have a mode, a verbal mode in Italian used for this type of hypothetical cases where we are not expressing a fact, we're not expressing something that is necessarily true or real, okay? This mode is called subjunctive, or in Italian, congiuntivo. It's a little bit difficult, so a lot of students have challenges when they learn this for the first time. But if you keep on repeating and keep on seeing examples, as always, as everything in life, it becomes very natural. Actually, it even sounds weird if you are not using it after you get used to the usage of that. So, how does subjunctive work? Normally you need to agree with the main verb. The main verb here is pensavo, which is indicativo imperfetto. In the options that we have two subjunctive. We have option A, venga, this is congiuntivo presente, subjunctive present. Option C, venisse, this is also subjunctive, this is subjunctive imperfetto. As the main verb of the sentence is pensavo, so is in the past, is not in the present, we will use also a past subjunctive in the relative clause. So the right one will be pensavo che Mario venisse con noi, invece è rimasto a casa. If we use pensavo che Mario venga con noi, makes no sense because the whole action happened already. If you use venga, it means that the doubt or the assumption could still be true. For example, io penso che Mario venga con noi. I think Mario could come with us. Penso che Mario venga con noi. It could still be true because I think about it now, but pensavo is past. So we need to use also a past hypothesis scenario. Pensavo che Mario venisse con noi, invece è rimasto a casa. Amazing. So the correct option is the C, la C, e vediamo chi ha il dito più veloce. Al primo posto Marcelo, secondo posto Meredith, terzo posto Mirek, e poi abbiamo Alina, Mira Smart, Lisa Denunzio, Bonnie, Stesia, Lulu, e Lisa Jesinger, Cindy Riva, Lila, complimenti Lila, Marianne, Natalie, complimenti, e Lori Leto. Wow, fantastico. Amici, let's do the... Oh, actually, I think I had a written explanation. Yeah. Let's do the written explanation first. Dopo pensavo che si usa il congiuntivo imperfetto, venisse, perché la frase è al passato e si esprime un'ipotesi o un'aspettativa. My God. Why do I even write these notes? Because I just told you exactly the same. Okay. No, jokes aside, I write the notes because I will... Actually, exactly. Let me repeat this one for everyone to make it clear. In a few moments after I complete the live show, you will see everything here in class notes together with all the other notes from all the other professors from the group conversation classes. You will also see these ones from my grammar live show, okay? I will upload it here, so you can just download it and redo all the exercises on your own. And I will also put here the recording, so you have access to the recording as well. Ok? Va bene. Facciamo l'ultima. Mani sulla tastiera. We do the last one, guys. 3, 2, 1, vai. Non credo che Marco A già partito. A è già partito. B sia già partito. C sarà già partito. D era già partito. What it means in English is, I don't believe Marco left yet. Okay? I don't think that Marco left yet. In this case, is again subjunctive. Why? Because in the main clause, the main verb of the whole sentence is non credo. Is one of those verbs like penso, credo, suppongo. These are verbs that introduce uncertainty. So again, even here we need to use the subjunctive. Ok? Qual è il congiuntivo corretto? Usiamo la B. Non credo che Marco sia già partito. I don't believe now that Marco left. Ok? Il dito più veloce è quello di Lisa Jesinger. Secondo posto per Alina. Terzo posto per Meredith. E poi abbiamo Mira Smart, Mirek, Marcelo Neves, Lisa Denunzio, Bonnie, Stesia, Ed, Jerry Romeo, Cindy Riva, Elisabeth, sorry, no, Lila, Lori Leto, by Elizabeth. Sorry, I didn't want to pop up your one, but I love you anyway, ok? Marianne. Va bene, cari amici, è stato un piacere It was a great pleasure once again spending an amazing Wednesday night with you all. You are fantastic. I appreciate every one of you for the trust. This community that we built is outstanding. Everyone is so happy in the community and just bringing good vibes to the group conversation classes that we do twice a day, every single day. To your private classes, everyone is telling me good things about my professors. So you really make me proud of what I do. You really make me think that I made the right choice when I decided to take a leap and just do this full time. So I love you all. More than 300 students in the full immersion, in the full immersive program. The 4D immersive program is showing a lot of success. Every one of you is giving me good feedback and also some constructive feedbacks. For example, I received a constructive feedback on the group conversation classes, and now I broke it down into more detailed levels. For example, now we have absolute beginners. There is a class that is mainly held in English, and then we have beginner, which is a conversation class, but this time directly held in Italian, okay? Even for beginners, but in Italian. Then we have intermediate and advanced. They are full in Italian, of course. And on top of that, I now propose my teachers to implement a new format that will allow you to speak a lot, even if the room is busy. How does it work? We will ask everyone to mute themselves. The teacher will tell you what to say. You will just repeat on mute, and then the teacher randomly unmutes some of you. So you are speaking for the full hour. Not every time you speak, the teacher is listening to you, but here and there, he will unmute you, listen to you, and give you feedback. So we get the best of both worlds. Even if we have room with 10 people, we can still have you speaking a lot and give you feedback here and there. I think this format is amazing. We tested already, and I think everyone loves it. So we'll continue to do that. Va bene? Quindi salutiamo Bonnie, grazie. Ciao Bonnie, un piacere. Mira Smart, grazie mille a te. Jerry Romeo, grazie. Lori Leto, grazie. Meredith. Lulu, grazie. Adoro la nostra comunità, grazie mille. Va bene amici, vi mando un bacio e un abbraccio. L'appuntamento è tra 4 ore con Francesco. In 4 hours there is beginner conversation class with Francesco, and otherwise I see you next Wednesday. Okay? Tomorrow you have conversation class again with Tecla and Giorgio, then on Friday with Andrea and Giorgio again. Then on Saturday we have Luca and Gabriele, and Sunday we have Silvia and Sara. Oh my God, I know all of them by heart. Of course, it's my business, so it's my school, I should know it. Ok, ciao Mirek, ciao Stasia, ciao Natalie. Ciao, un bacio a tutti, bye guys, see you.